It is the second week of August and sports are on fire. We're seeing records being broken in the NBA, in the NHL, baseball's going on, and football is still coming up in about a month's time. We're seeing prices go through the roof, but fortunately for investors like you and me, not everyone is going up in value. Some players are really seeing their values drop, which presents investors like us an opportunity to go in at low prices to sell in the future. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the players and the cards that have dropped the most over the last 7 days. Compare it to where they were 14 days ago to see if this trend is going to continue or if this is their rock bottom. And then you can decide if they are players or cards that you want to invest in for yourself. So welcome back. Now let's get to work. This is NBA, and I wanted to show you which players had the most growth over the last 7 days before I go into the biggest drops. Obviously, you see Damian Lillard, you see Devin Booker, Russell Westbrook took a nice leap as well. But the bottom line is, you actually have games being played, and now these values are going up. And then you see guys like Kevin Durant, who's been forgotten about, Vince Carter, who retired, that's now a commentator, Paul Pierce, Tim Duncan. I know they mentioned Hall of Fame coming up next year for guys like them. And then we go over to the last 7 days, who has dropped the most. And I don't know most of the names here, but if you take a look at the last 7 days and then the last 14 days, you'll see Rui Hachimura is mentioned on there twice. So he went down 16.3%, 14 in the last 2 weeks. And then now, where's he at now? Where's Rui? Where you at, Rui? There you are, minus 18.2%. Will that continue? I don't know. Honestly, the one thing that really intrigues me with Rui is that he's Japanese. And what's going to happen in Japan next year? Not war. We're going to have the Olympics. The Olympics are held in Tokyo. That was supposed to happen this year. And because of it, he's going to be like the Yao Ming of China when we had the Olympics in China, 8 to 12 years ago. So I see that as a great opportunity to invest in him now if you like him, if you believe in him, just because no matter what happens next season, next summer, he's going to be the star of Japan and the Japanese basketball team. I also saw Ben Simmons over here. Ben Simmons, where are you at? Ben Simmons was here in a 21.7% drop 14 days ago. Now, if you go over to 7 days ago, he's out of the bottom 9, but he was still dropping. I think there he is, 4.2%. Ben Simmons is Australian. So I also think to myself, okay, big injury. He's going to be healing, obviously, during the offseason. And then when the next season comes around, there's going to be a lot of hype around who's going to be back. How are they going to be healing from their injuries? So when you're thinking of the next season, my thought process is I want to invest now for the hype of the next season, because once the playoffs are over, that's when I believe that people are going to forget about who just won the championship, and the focus is going to be on what teams and what players should I invest in for that season. So really, I see it as the next month to 2 months is the time to invest for next season, just to have that head start. Now, going over to football, let's take a look. Who has gone up the most in the last 7 days? Football. Running backs, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Mitch Trubisky, Cam. So we have the quarterbacks there. Peyton Manning has seen a bump in prices. Jimmy G, Dalvin Cook, a couple of others. But look, at this point, pretty much everyone's going up in price because we haven't had much movement. So if you take a look here, these are the biggest drops in the last 7 days. Teddy Bridgewater is on the top of that list. Russell Wilson is next to it, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, Russell Wilson has also seen a big spike in prices. But like, look at that one right there. His Prism PSA 10 rookie card, minus 36.5%. That may have just been from his prices booming so much that now it's softened. But Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. He's all merit. He's very little hype. You see who else has gone down? Gurley, Barkley, but very little, because even here, minus 0.3%. This is basically nothing. 2.8%, basically nothing. Jarrett Stidham went down another couple percent. And then when you go over to the last 14 days, you see, where's Jarrett Stidham? Down 4.1. So from 4.1 down to 2.8, it looks like it's pretty much his bottom for Jarrett Stidham. So that's where I'm looking like, all right, next week, I don't see it dropping anymore unless it's confirmed that Cam Newton is the starter. but I believe a lot of these prices are assuming that Cam Newton is going to be the starter. If Jarrett Stidham is named the starter, it would surprise a lot of people, and then I think his cards would go up. But either way, backup quarterbacks I think are great, just because the second they're called into the game, you're going to see their prices go up. But if I go to the last 7 days of all these players, you'll just see that very little has gone down. Let me make sure this is in order. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is in order. That's why. All right, so we see Bridgewater, Wilson, and a couple others, but very little has gone down. And until the football season starts, I think it's just going to be a matter of most prices going up. And without news, it's just going to be a steady rise. And then once we get action, we'll actually get to see some drop-offs, which I'm excited about. And then, yeah, this is the last 14 days on football. Favre's retired, Moss is retired, Smith is retired, Barry Sanders is retired, and then as you see down here, Troy Aikman's retired. So nothing really going on there. But then Teddy Bridgewater's the only guy with double-digit change percentage that's in the negative. So if you like Teddy Bridgewater and his chances in Carolina, then it could be a really good time to jump on the train there. But besides that, pretty much everything is going up. Moving over to, what is this, baseball? Yeah, I don't even recognize these names. I'm not going to pretend to know any of these guys. I'm just going to show you who's on the list, and you guys that know baseball, that like baseball, you can take a look and see what makes sense and what doesn't. Blackmon, Tatis, Soto, Bubba Fett, Miguel Cabrera, Clint Frazier, Mookie Betts, Bryce Harper, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs. So a lot of guys have gone up, but let's see who has gone down. In the last 7 days, Sosa has gone down. I actually know Sammy Sosa. Miguel Andujar has gone down. Alex Bregman, Greg Maddux, Francisco Lindor, Luis Robert, Justin Verlander. Okay, so you get the point. I'm not gonna go into it just because I don't know baseball, but you see what's there. I think Alex Bregman was on the list twice, and so was Miguel. Was Miguel on that list twice? Let's take a look. This is the last 14 days. Bregman's right there, and Andujar. So they've dropped 2 weeks in a row, which tells me, okay, how much lower can they go before investors say this is a price I'm comfortable at investing in because I believe it'll go up for whatever reason. But you see a lot more change downwards on baseball. Still everything going up for the most part, but it's good to see prices going down on baseball just because that means it's like actually based on performance rather than just hype. And then if we go down to the players or the cards that have dropped the most overall, this is where it gets interesting. John Morant, minus 44% on his PSA 9 Donruss. LeBron James has gone down. Zion is the big one, man. His cards have just plummeted. And I didn't really point it out here at the beginning, but if you see here, Zion in the last 14 days, down 20%. Zion, I believe where's Zion? Should be right outside, right there, another 8.2%. With the Pelicans not going to be in the playoffs and Zion's physique being in question by a lot of these articles, it looks like a lot of his hype is disappearing, at least for now. But that's also why I think Zion could be a great investment in the next month or so, because when the playoffs are over, it's look how thin Zion looks and look at him in practice. And man, he's really worked on this. He's going to work out in the offseason, and whatever they want to do with his body or conditioning or injuries or whatever, there's going to be some good press about that, and he's going to be hyped for next year. So when I see those prices go down like 31% on his Concourse BGS and a lot of the other cards here, the Orange Ice BGS, and let's see, there should be other ones. Concourse Select Base Rookie Card. To me, it just looks like there's a lot of opportunity for Zion. It may continue to drop, to be honest, I don't know. But with these big chunks week after week, that's not gonna last very long. So when you're comfortable at investing in Zion, if you like Zion, it could be coming up very shortly. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the video below, and if you'd like access to this video and the detailed email that I sent out with all these cards a couple days ahead of time, go to thecomebackcardinvestor.com, register on the website on the front page, and you'll get this information a couple days before everyone else. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you in the next video. See ya.